What's going on, guys? No Guides here. Welcome back to another video. This would be the Q&A questions that you asked me that I'll be answering. There'll be two parts, the FIFA questions and the non-FIFA questions. In the timestamps will be in the description below, so you can skip to whichever question you want to skip to. In regards to the giveaway, instructions will be in the description below. As I said, it's free to enter. You just have to follow me on the platforms. I'm just going to play the 15k team in Division 1 because I don't know what else to do, just to show you some footage in the background. But yeah, let's get straight into the questions just to show you it's Division 1, because people have been asking me, can you play with a 15k in Division 1? Yes, you can. Hopefully I won't be using my complete concentration, but fingers crossed we can get a result. So the first question is by Jack Sparrow on YouTube, and he says how to quickly close down your opponent. To be honest, there's 4 ways to close down your opponent. The most obvious way is by running straight to your opponent. That's probably or kind of running or cutting the passing lanes. It is probably the best way of closing down your opponent. It's probably the most manual way and probably requires the most skill. The second way you can do is by using dynamic tactics. So as you can see on the screen right now, these dynamic tactics here. So ultra defensive. So yeah, you can change your offensive style. Your defensive style, press after possession loss, pressure on heavy touch, constant pressure, those are all the defensive styles that you can use to apply pressure. The third method is by using second defender press. As you can see on the screen, I'm pressing square. Square is your R1 or right back. As you can see, if I hold down square, this is second defender press. As you can see, my players nearby are pressing. You can use that for pressing. That's kind of AI. And the final method is if you press down the D-pad, you bring up the defensive menu. If you press left, which is team press, let me just lose the ball here, 1 second. So your team will just press automatically. This does use stamina a lot, but it's very reactive. You can use this immediately. That's the ways of defending against team press. The second question is, what attributes do you look for, or Eugene asked this, what attributes do you look forward in a CDM, centre mid, cam and a striker? For this, it kind of just depends. It's hard to say just one attribute in general, but what I would say is the best thing to look for is you kind of want good pace. I think pace is the most important thing, especially in this FIFA. So I think you want to get ideally the most pacey players to get in behind. But if I could say that so Ben Yedder, for example, as you can see on the ball, he's got a 5-star weak foot. If it's down to attribute alone, I'd probably say it's definitely 5-star weak footers. You kind of want to distribute the ball and you want to be unpredictable. So when you get in front of the goal, like Dembele here, he can shoot with either foot. It's the best thing to do. The second thing is how to press so Eugene asked this question as well, is how to stop your opponent from pinning you. What pinning is when you get trapped inside your own box. It will be hard to show you in this kind of game because my opponent has to do it. The best way to get past if you're getting pinned in your own box is to use L1 dribbling. So when you get the ball back in your own box, it's just to wait for support. The problem is people, when they get the ball, they end up hoofing the ball forward, but they lose the ball. The key is when you get the ball, just hold the ball up with a player, press L1 to trigger players in behind, and just dribble out like this. Is probably the best way of getting out of your box. Obviously, pinning is amazing because it's really hard to defend against. On paper it's really hard because when you're trapped in your own half, if your opposition makes a mistake, I love doing pinning because it doesn't matter how good your player is, there's only so much pressure an opposition can take, and once they make one mistake, you're basically through. I'll try to show you pinning right now. But basically pinning is when you lock your opponent in the half like this and then you pin them inside the box. That means they can't get out. That was a terrible ball from Muriel, but what you expect. Well, but anyway, that's what pinning is when you basically trap someone inside their box. The second question is, I can't read this. What is the most common mistakes you see players make? For me, the most common mistakes I see players make is it's got to be it's just psychology. I think when people go 1 goal down, they lose their head. I think when it comes to FIFA, you don't want to lose your head. I think the biggest problem that I see is when people go 1-0 down, they have an excuse to blame. They say, oh, it's scripting. I know the game can go against you, and sometimes you have, for example, a game where you have 20 shots on goal and your position just has one cross and it goes in, and you end up, for example, conceding and you feel demotivated. But I don't think that, see, when I go to 1 goal down, I don't stop playing until 90 minutes, especially with the blitz tactic that I devised. I think you always got a goal in you. So don't get demotivated. That's the biggest mistake. Most people, they lose is because when they go 1 goal down, if I would say if you track everyone's stats and you see how many games they win 1 goal ahead, it'll be much more. I think when players go 1-0 down, they just feel demotivated, and then they end up not playing properly, or they just feel like the game's against them. That's what I would say. Vova asks, what is my favourite football team? For me, it's Arsenal. My favourite football team is Arsenal. It has been my entire life, ever since I was a kid. So that is my favourite football team and always will be. If you know, you know. Bedan says, any tips for manual defending? I think it's like this, just manually. So for you, be L1, R1, just manually jockeying. I think. See, like, you know, somewhere earlier when you go 1-0 down, don't give up. I got a 15k team. I don't know what's going to happen in the game. This guy's a good player. I'm not going to give up, but we'll see what happens. I think tips for manual pressing, I think it just depends, really. Sorry if I give a delay. It's hard to read these questions, but manual defending, it just kind of depends. It's very situational. Like, for example, here, I would say the best tip I can give you is try not to run into the player. Try to run into where the player is going. So like when I'm defending this here, I'm going to run with Goretzka down the wing because I know my left back's exploited. For example, here, I'm not going to run to my player. I'm just going to run to where he's going to pass to, or cut in the passing lanes, you see. I know this guy's abusing mechanics, so I'm not going to push towards him too much. That is the best advice for manual defending. The next thing is, I notice you press, Umar says, I notice you keep pressing R1. R1 is my run button. That's why that's my run button. When you're not being tackled, I can't read that. Let me just scroll along. 1 sec. Possession. How do you manually switch players? Using right analog stick. So like this. This is how I manually switch players. Using a right analog stick. That's how I do it. It just depends on, when I'm streaming, I don't use R1 that much. I mean, right analog stick that much, because obviously I'm reading the chat a lot of the time. I'm not really concentrating 100%. But like, for example, here, I use the right analog stick. Try to learn that and put air balls on your settings and try to learn that. It's probably very important. And tips for defending, I would say try to keep integrity of your back four. Try not to push out your defenders. I know I'm pushing out my defenders here. It's probably not the best example, but generally speaking, try to use your CDMs to do, like your strikers to press first, then use your cams to press. Then when you lose the ball here, then you change to your CDMs and you try to cut the passing lanes out. Like this. Ben Davies says, are there any changes, updates to your 4-2-3-1 tactics video? I've been using them. There hasn't been any updates to the 4-2-3-1. I've used this formations. I've been practicing for like a long time, and I've been deliberately planning for this video. Ever since I released the original video, the 4-2-3-1, I did some minor changes and I made it so it applies for everyone. Ben, what's my favorite brand of tea? English breakfast. How do you put the controller on your screen? It's called Gamepad Viewer if you type it on Google. Anyway, back to YouTube questions. Sorry if I'm just looking at the chat. Okay, J-Ho says, what makes you stay composed when the gameplay is really annoying? Or what you're trying to say is when the game plays against you. I'm just going to make some subs here on the 15k team. I want to bring on Teixeira, 700 coin wonder. I'll bring Martinez on, costs 700. That's a normal Martinez, by the way. What makes you stay composed? The truth is, I think to stay composed, you ideally want to just, like, see, I'm 1-0 down now. I won't lie, I have a 15k team. It's Division 1. He's a very good player. He's obviously abusing mechanics like Roquetas. Just stay composed. Don't think the game is over. As I was saying earlier, it's mainly a psychological battle. You know, try to think you're still in the game. But I kind of gone over this already. Dejan Lovren says, who's your favorite player that is not meta? For me, I really had fun using Marcelo Team of the Year. Honestly, I really had good fun. I used him in Striker. Amazing fun I had with him. But for the non-meta player, could you probably consider him meta? I would probably say, for me personally, it's got to be probably Ben Yedder, I think. 5-star weak foot, amazing on the ball. Yes, you could argue that his what do you say? His I'm trying to think of the word. Basically, stamina is a bit of an issue, but with conservative interceptions, that kind of fixes that area, should I say. Who do you want for my rewards this week? I'll be honest, I want Team of the Season Havertz or Jovic. I'll be very happy with that. That's kind of who I hope. English breakfast, strong English breakfast is the one you want, especially Twining strong. It's expensive, but I tried it at uni one day, and can't go back. Next question is, besides EA, what do you think they could do to make FIFA 20 a better game? This is kind of a broad question, and it's got multiple answers, to be honest. To be completely honest, there's so many things they can do. I think they need to... The best thing is balance. They need to have good balance in the game. I think the problem is like now, for example, La Croquetas, as you can see, this guy's abusing, and first time finesses, and all those are just so OP. I mean, like, AI defending is very OP in its current state. Like, let's say out of 10, it's like, I don't know, 7 out of 10. I think they should make it 4 or 5 out of 10. I understand they can't make it like 2, because let's be honest, average person that plays FIFA, they're like 30 years old. Promise, that was shocking. 30 years old, you know, they come home from work, they just want to play a game of FIFA. So I understand, I'm very pragmatic in that sense. So I understand the view from both aspects, but yeah, I think it's just the balance is the key. You know, obviously, you know, alternators, and I think they need to remove time finishing and goalkeeper movement for sure. Next question is how to win more games in champs. I'll probably have a video on this very soon, or coming soon, especially now because team of the season's out. I'll create a video on this and expect that on my channel to be very soon. I think Adam MEFC asked that on YouTube, so I will do that. Let me just try to get a goal back now, because I've been not even paying attention to the game, but that didn't work out. You packed R9 today. What's some of your favorite left mids? Neymar, definitely got to be my most favorite left mid. I use Marcelo on left mid. Traditional left mids, as in the left mids in the game. There's actually been so many. I think Neymar's definitely got to be my favorite. 5-star. He's really good. Let's see if we can get a goal back here. Let's do some. Oh, that's a good tackle. I would say Neymar 100%. Gold Neymar, probably the best goal card in the game. Mohammed says, what's your honest opinion on FIFA 19? What do you like about it? The truth is, let's get this goal here. Finally, we get a goal. Sorry about the terrible gameplay. I'm trying to read the comment section and read the chat and answer the questions and play. So excuse my multitasking skills. My opinions on FIFA 19, they need, as I said, they need more balance, but I think they did some good stuff, surprisingly. They have introduced, as you know, the flashback SPCs, and the content from the SPCs has been terrific. I'll be honest, this year compared to last year, it's been terrific. So many flashbacks, so many good dynamic images, so many good SPCs, future stars. I think from that perspective, they've done good. Obviously, gameplay, for me, this is not my FIFA. I'm playing terrible FIFA. This is not the FIFA for me. I just don't like it. I don't cross the ball ever. I don't abuse mechanics. So for me, it's a different kind of game. That's what I would say. Going into, I think the non-FIFA related, that's a good block. Going to non-FIFA related question, what is my dream job and why? B2K asks on YouTube. For me, it's just, I don't know, I think it's being a pilot. I mean, obviously it's impossible now, but when I was a kid, if I had the right infrastructure and the right finances, I'd probably become a pilot. Been fascinated in aviation since I was a kid. I just think it's amazing that you can fly a plane, the way a plane flies, you know, the aerodynamics. I just think it's crazy, incredible engineering. And of course, you get to travel the world. What better job would you want, in my opinion? Of course, you know, health maybe is not the 100% in terms of life expectancy, etc. But it'll be, I mean, I binge watch air crash investigation and all of those, should I say. What's the next question? I'm trying to find it. I mean, my goal. Oh, he played me out there. That was my fault. I was reading the question. Advice for anyone starting YouTube or streaming. I would say just get into it. I mean, in terms of streaming, I'll be honest, I just started one day. I think don't think of an excuse not to start, and just be realistic with your expectations. I mean, obviously for me. Let me just get this goal. Oh my god, how did he sub that? Samantha says my uncle's a pilot. Yeah, I agree, it's not, but I generally like aviation. I'm the kind of guy where, like, if I go on holiday, I'm one of those weird guys that, man, I get excited to go on the plane rather than the holiday itself. There we go, 2-2. Yeah, just start YouTube. As I said, you know, be smart as well. Like, I had a YouTube channel back in 08. I don't know how many, I was in the 5 digits for subs, more subs than I have now, in fact. My account got closed and I started YouTube again. That was tech tutorials back in 08. I started new YouTube in 011. I kind of stopped because I was only getting a couple of subs. I was doing Modern Warfare 2 videos. The key is you just got to be realistic. Yes, it's kind of rich coming from me because I've grown quite a bit. But I know, for example, the content I produce is quite niche. No one really does the content that I do, or the type of videos that I would do. That's why I just say, don't make an excuse. Just start streaming. I did it one day. People joined my stream. I honestly enjoyed it so much. Let's see if we can get a win here. 1 second, fellas. Oh, we cannot. We cannot. Let's just defend this counter attack. Maybe we can get one final chance here. 1 second, fellas. And we get the goal. No! Okay, of course. We hit the post, of course. Nevertheless, 2-2 against the 15k team. I think we did amazingly well considering I was not even concentrating on a game. But yeah, how to counter high pressing opponents like this match? I'll be honest, I don't even remember playing this match. I just kind of nonchalantly played, but countering high pressure, hug the sidelines for sure is probably the most important thing to do. Spinny says, play against views and tell them what... Yeah, someone was saying this. What's going on, Dan? Someone was saying this as well. Play against viewers and tell them what's going wrong. It won't be like similar to how I do coaching. I won't be analysing the game. But what I might do is maybe for my Twitch Prime subs, I might do like live commentary, like, you know, what I think they should do better, what they should do against their opponent, what they can improve. I think that might be a good idea. I can't offer it to everyone, of course, but if I do it to the Twitch Prime subs, it might be a good way to return. Samano from the Twitch chat right now says, do you believe Liverpool can win the Champions League? They better do. I mean, I'd rather Arsenal lose the Europa and then Tottenham win the Champions League, I'll tell you that for sure. Rizzy says, do you think Chelsea will sack Sarri, and if so, would he join Juve? I don't know. I mean, I think maybe Mourinho to Juve, maybe. I don't think Pep's going to go. I think he want to win Champions League first before he goes. I think Sarri won't go. I think Mourinho might take the job. I don't know. It just kind of depends. And the final question by Mr. is, would you ever play another YouTuber? Yes, I would, for sure. Another YouTuber wants to challenge me. Let's go. Nah, I'm messing. Yeah, of course, I'll play for fun. But anyway, guys, that is the video. Did you see that draw? I did not. What do you mean with the qualifiers? But anyway, guys, I think that's me done. I hope you enjoyed this. It was a 15k team. Sorry I didn't get the win. I'm sure if I concentrated a bit more, maybe would have got the victory. Maybe got a bit unlucky in the end. But thanks for watching the video. As I said, the giveaway instructions or details will be in the comment section, description, below. And as I said, just have to follow me in the social medias. As I said, the social medias is over here. That is the wrong one. That is the wrong screen. I don't know what I'm doing. It's over here. Social media is over here. Just make sure you follow me on those and you'll be entered automatically. Either be a $10 gift card or it would be a free coaching session, your choice. But anyway, guys, hope you enjoyed this video. Thank you very much for watching and thanks for your support. I'll catch you next time. See you later, guys.